Hi, welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide divorce mediation and valuation services in St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we are going to discuss passive appreciation in separate property in divorce and the external market forces with Dr. Ashok Abbott. He's an associate professor of finance at West Virginia University and founder of Business Valuation Incorporated, where he provides value by determining statistical significance, validating economic models, establishing causality, and providing rigorous empirical support. So major research. Well, and I think also, like we talked about earlier, luxury cars. Well, if you're not driving to work, and you're not driving to restaurants and things like that, like I could imagine that over this time, not only has income gone down, but the consumption of those types of goods, because they were a lot of it was for show, and if you're not showing anybody and you just have this luxury car in your garage, and if you're in New York, you probably have to pay for parking, it would start to be like, do I really need all of this stuff? Yeah.
So you buy now basically the same person who would have bought a sports car is buying that mom wagon.
Yep.
Because you are in this remote location, you have to carry more stuff around from somewhere. We say, okay, I'll take something that works. See, for example, in demographics, one of the things that we saw was that the new bigger cars, what drives their sales? Families with young children.
Mm-hmm.
So you would not expect a young child population to have an impact. They're not buying cars, they're not riding cars,
right.
But the parents are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you find that for new bigger cars, the sub 15 population is a big driver.
Mm-hmm.
So as that part of the population increases, people are buying bigger cars, and you have children, you buy a newer car, you buy something which has more safety features. So that's turning to be the most profitable segment in automobile industry.
Right.
And it kind of very closely ties in to the demographics of the area.
Mm-hmm.
You're buying these cars where there are young children, and where the parents, of course, could have bought the car, but instead of buying now this sporty roadster, they're buying this big car,
right,
with a lot of baby seats in there.
Right. And in the reverse, I know we're talking about cars a lot, but even electric cars, I think as people work from home more, and they're like, well, I'm really only going in a 10-mile radius from my house or 15 miles.
Get a plug-in.
Electric cars make a lot more sense, right?
Overall, globally, see, one of the things that electric cars have been slower to catch on in the US is that on an average, we are much more spread out than, for example, Europe is.
Right.
So we tend to drive longer distances. So a long range becomes very important. But let's say you're in London. Max, the whole thing is within a 30-mile radius. In any direction, you are not going more than 15 miles. You can go and come back on a single charge.
Right.
So,
well, and as stations, I think the charging stations, I've talked to a couple businesses that are going to be, like part of that infrastructure is huge.
And it's coming up. See, even here, now what's happening? A lot of people, a lot of big businesses are going to be putting in these charging stations in their own parking lots. So again, you're being a magnet for a particular population segment that you can sell to.
Right. Come back to work. No, just kidding.
Come back to work.